Hello, Maho. Hope you're having a good night. And anyone else who is joining us. Uh, I thought I had already started the stream. I'm not exactly sure how I managed to schedule it through the stream software or whatever. But ignore my hair. I took a little nap, and hence I'm late. So today was quite the day. It's a little bit of a stressful day, but that's okay. We're here now. That's what matters. I got this cool new thing. Oh, and there goes the thing. I'll grab that in a second. Look. It holds all the pieces. So it's like less chaotic than just throwing them all on top of the box. I like that quite a bit. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Sorry that I am late. And a little bit groggy, but hopefully I'll be able to stay on a little bit later. That's usually what that means. I saw you went through my channel. Okay. Yes, I did. I did. I thought it was pretty cool. I like your channel quite a bit. So, anyone who's watching, check out Maho's channel. Very good stuff. I was like, oh, this is fun. So, I went ahead and subscribed and all that. I was like, this is good. Good quality content. Let's see. I gotta figure out where we were last time. Last time was fun. I was like, yeah, we'll definitely save the 4-hour stream of drinking and building tanks for holidays. Because I was like, wow, I don't remember tons of what we talked about. But I'm sure it was tons of fun. I remember enjoying it quite a bit. So we're on this little teeny tiny piece right now. I do remember leaving off on this. Yeah, let me get my little doodad here. These little tiny pieces. So what we're on, we have to get even tinier pieces attached to them. So it's this step, which if I can go like this, step 9. Oh, and I got these new tweezer thingies. Because the other ones, you know, they work fine or whatever, but these are nice. And since I knew we had a tiny piece to build, I was like, I'll pick these up. Might as well. But yeah. So what's new with all of you? Is the new year treating you well so far? 4 whole days in to the new year. Anybody already give up on their New Year's resolution? If you had one. And if so, that's okay. It's just the beginning of the year. You have plenty of time to fix that. And I'm going to put my hair back again. Alright, this piece is going to take a little bit of time to dry anyway, so. Oh. Where is it? There you go, kind of. Wow, I really... I want to one day find a way to zoom in on what I am doing for you guys, but that's not very helpful, is it? Well, also, now I'm noticing everything's out of focus. Hello? Hello, camera! Tank. Okay, focus on the tank. There we go. Tank fixed everything. Left a comment a few minutes ago on my new video or on the stream. You're making 2 videos for YouTube and thinking on what you should make on TikTok. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't do the TikTok. I don't do the TikTok, but that's cool. I was thinking of doing some like short form content. I believe that's what it's technically called. On YouTube, because I was thinking that what I want to start doing, and I probably mentioned this last stream, but again, last stream's a little bit of a blur, a happy blur, and I was thinking of doing 3 live streams a week. I'm not at the point where I can commit to that yet, but I would like to, on Saturdays, build tanks like this, and then on Sundays do a stream at night where I am making like figure customizations and stuff, because I have a lot of things that I either need to fix like that Tanya that has arrived. I am going to reach out to Ami Ami and see if they can fix that, so I'll be waiting to fix her for a bit, just because I want to get that out of the way and see if they'll do anything, because another figure creator, BB, she's wonderful and very nice, she recommended I reach out to them even though it's been so long since I got the figure initially, so I was like, oh, we'll do that then. And, but I have, like, I want to fix that, I have a Nana figure, I have the Rose Hip custom figure I want to make, so, I also have a few other figures that I know I'm going to be customizing in the future, so I'm like, I'll do that on Sundays, and then on Wednesdays I think I'm going to be trying to play Dream Tank Match, but I have to figure out how to put my Switch through streaming. So once I figure all that out and make sure I've got, like, I can commit to it, then I'll be doing that, but community posts? Alright, I'll check in a minute. Petunia. Ahoy, gonna lurk. Have a good stream. You... Whoop, of course I hit the one thing, the microphone. Have a good night, Mr. Gibbs, and welcome to the stream. You are more than welcome to lurk. That, again, I think I mentioned before, that's usually, if I'm watching a live stream, that's usually what I do, so. But yeah, so, got some new cool tools here, which I'm very happy about. My new little tweezers and my thingy to hold. This is technically for Gundams, and it's got, like, the little alphabet on it and everything to hold your... I'm gonna call them spry. I always get messed up as what that's called, and I'm always corrected, and I always will be corrected. One day I will remember what they're called, but not yet. So I gotta wait for this piece to dry, because last stream, I put glue on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll wait a little bit, moved it, and it broke apart immediately, so we'll just drink some water. And we'll just chill for a moment. What is new in the new year for you guys? Are you guys having a good year so far? And what do you think 2025 will bring? What shenanigans in the world? I am very curious. My dad asked me that question. He's like, what do you think's going to happen in 2025? I was like, I think that there's going to be a fake alien invasion. And he was like, oh, I was talking on more along the realistic lines. I was like, oh, okay. What do you think? He was like, another earthquake? I was like, oh. Well, I mean, yeah, that could happen again. He said with more destruction this time. I was like, oh, well, hopefully not. He's like, well, not like really, really bad. I was like, okay. I think the idea of a fake alien invasion is more fun, but to each their own. Also, we shouldn't have problems with the stream tonight. We should be good. If we're lucky. Knock on wood. Oh, also, I realized this. I've been promising things on the stream that I've not fulfilled. I know that because every now and then I remember, I'm like, oh my god, wait, that's right, I gotta do this for this person, I gotta do this. So, I'm going to, and I'll do it in a second because I have this little teeny piece in my hand, I'm going to start writing things down because I just have a really bad memory, and I don't want to, like, skip out on you guys. If I tell you I'm gonna do something on stream, I want to make sure I do that after the stream, and, you know, make good on my promises. So if there's anything I ever forget that I'm like on stream, like, hey, I'm gonna do this, please remind me, because I got the memory of a goldfish sometimes. That's what I'm doing, by the way, in case you wanted to see my little adventure here, my tiny little adventure. That's not probably gonna stay, but you know, we can slowly shimmy that in, and then I'll just glue on top of it. Oh, or we could rip it apart. I'm hoping this year will be the year to change and adventure. I want to go places, and I'll be in your university at the end of the year. Ooh, fun, fun. Adventuring and change and all that. Very good. Very good. I can't speak to university because I went to community college. I didn't have, like, a real experience. It was high school 2.0, but that's okay. But as for traveling and stuff, that sounds like a lot of fun. Is there anywhere in particular you're looking most forward to traveling? Or just all over the place? And then I also have to ask, have you traveled a lot? Because that's pretty awesome if you have. This little piece is gonna be impossible. We're gonna work on this little piece all night long? No, I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. That would be very sad if we can't get this piece to ever stick ever. By my calculations, DOS FNAF 5 should come out this year. Yeah, I saw the post in the Discord with the dates for the last ones. It seems to be every 2 years, so we are due for DOS FNAF 5. Which is exciting! I really need to catch up on DOS FNAF. I need to just start over and rewatch it. Which one of my New Year's resolutions is to lose weight, get fit. You know, it's very typical standard thing that everyone fails at each year. And so I have like a walking pad for walking indoors. And so I should be able to walk and watch like each one. No problem. That's actually how I watched The Guild the first time, was I was doing that. And there's like there's some K-drama I want to watch. Not that I've ever watched a K-drama, but there's one that I want to watch. So I was like, oh, I should start making a list of things I want to watch while I'm walking, because I hate exercise. Mainly locally, like in and out of San Francisco. You're from the Bay Area. Oh, okay, cool. You know, I know last stream I talked a lot about music, and I do like music. That is why I talk about it a lot. But one of the guys that I listen to more often, he also lives in California, and I don't exactly know where the Bay Area is. And I know California's a big state, but I remember him saying something about how he has never surfed, but he lives near where like surfing's very popular. And that's Color Theory. So he's local-ish, meaning he's from the same state, which means like nothing. But you know, there's my little tidbit of information. I have to turn this guy. Oh my goodness. At least you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, hopefully. Let's rotate him and I'll get right back to you, chat. But yes, so Maho, we can definitely play Dream Tank matchup at some point. Once I play a little more. When I saw your one video and you were like, you got, I forget what it was, you got something or whatever for like 100%ing it, I was like, you wanted me to play against you? I'm the girl who's played like maybe 2 hours in the game. Yeah. 2 hours like a year ago. I don't think so, buddy. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. I gotta get a little bit better. Oh, the kitten's crying out there. She gets crazy at night now. She's really funny too. She'll run up to my door and hit the door, and then she'll run back if I go to like see her. She's a little scaredy cat. They would probably announce it in the fall of this year. Ooh, maybe it'll be a birthday announcement for me. I'm all good with that. That'd be cute. Da, da, da. Okay, so this kind of works. I saw a bigger one of these, and at like, I went to Hobby Lobby today. That's where I got the tweezers and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. But I was like, oh, I don't know if I need it because I have this little one. And I do like this little one because it has a light. The other one did not, and it was kind of chunkier. Maybe I should get that and see if I like it and return it if it doesn't work out. I think that's probably what I should have done today, and then I didn't. But especially if I'm going to be doing custom figures and then also this, I'm thinking that makes more sense. And maybe like an overhead light. Because this light doesn't... I like this... Oh, actually... Oh, that helps really well for little things like this. Look at that! I feel like I'm a genius right now. I'll figure this all out eventually. You can see that very well now. Alright. Give that a second. It's not that hard to kill. What? It's not that hard to kill. Just keep drifting and shooting and you'll win. No matter what. Oh, okay. Good to know. Very good to know. Yeah, I'm excited to play. I especially want to play on the Switch though, because I like that came with PC Freedom. That's the reason I have it on both. And you guys were trying the PlayStation 4, playing with the PlayStation 5, correct? And you guys figured out that they work together, right? Because I have a PS4. That's why I'm asking. So... maneuvering. Okay. Oh. and retracted. That's okay. That's okay. Da-da. But, yep. Oh, okay, Petunia. Let me check while that dries. Let me check the community post that you just commented on. Were you telling me that I'm late to streaming? Were you like, excuse me, where are you? Let's see. Internet issues bound to happen again. Alright, I'll heart that. There you go. It should be good. Alright, I responded to you just in case other people see it. That's what I tend to do. I like respond to you guys on here, and then I also respond in the chats and whatever. Because I'm like, oh, but if someone else sees it, like I answer you directly, and then I'm like, oh, but if someone else sees your comment. PvP in that game is just who's better at can maneuver the enemy. Oh, okay. Can outmaneuver the enemy. Ah, okay. So I just have to practice with that. Gotcha. Alright. I remember when I played, I liked playing using the Hetzer, which I thought was interesting. Because that was not the tank I thought I would like, because you can't move the barrel. So, or no, well, is the whole top of the tank considered the barrel? Yeah, it's like a barrel you can move versus the up and down. You know what I mean. We suspect we can play together, but we haven't done so. Okay. We'll definitely, once you guys figure it out, let me know. Oh, and I just said I was going to start taking notes. Let me see. Because I needed to take some notes here to make sure I actually fulfill my promises, because I know I owe you a link in the Discord. Maho, where's a pen? Let's see. I don't need the fattest Sharpie known to man. All my art stuff here, you'd think I'd have a pen that's easy to find. I have like a million drawers and stuff here too, that's not helping. Alright, we'll just use this. We'll just use this. And hope that that piece is about dry. Let me keep going. Okay, so link for Maho. I don't know what that means. I promised the bread recipe the other time. I don't know if you guys really want the bread recipe that for how I make bread, but I'm gonna give it to you. So, bread recipe, link. What else was there? Oh, practice the Anko dance or whatever. So I can eventually make a video dancing to it. What other things were there? There definitely were more things that I was supposed to remember to do. So I'll just put that right over there. And you guys can remind me. Or if there's anything you guys want to see. Hey, Overkill! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good night and a good 2025 so far. I was just talking about how I have a tendency to promise things on stream and then not deliver after stream. So I now am taking notes. So if there's anything that I said last time that I didn't do, please let me know so that way I can make good on my promise. We're gonna go ahead and get this next piece over here. Oh yes, in Overkill we have this nice little shelf now that holds all the pieces for me. So that way it's easier for me to get things without digging through the box. Because before I just had them all in the box. You're doing fine. Happy 2025? Yes, happy 2025. Woohoo! So, I am hoping that I can start, since I'm still figuring out if/when I can commit to, and I'm pretty sure I can, I just have to, again, figure it out, doing 3 streams a week. I want to make, like, a proper stream thumbnail, because all the thumbnails look the same, so I want to make, like, a proper one. For each tank that we end up building. So that'll be fun. And then I want to... What was the other thing? Oh, I want to set up the stream different so there's other stuff. You know what? Let me write those down too. I know these ones, but... Stream thumbnail. I also actually want to... My little, like, channel banner, when you click on my YouTube channel and whatnot, I want to change it. It just has an AI art of, like, some random anime character I made somewhat look like me. So I'd like to make it more official, if I can. Okay, so stream thumbnail. What was the other thing I just said? Stream setup. You're gonna need one of those shelves for the parts of your model kits. I always have them lying around. Yeah, so I just got it. I don't have the wrapper up here. So I got it at Hobby Lobby if they have one near you. I had never seen them before, but they're for Gundams. And they're actually, like, labeled with all the letters of the alphabet and whatnot. But, yeah, really nice. Just, like, I don't want to make everything fall. But it's got tons of slots, too. So, when I saw it today, I initially was just going to go get tweezers. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I want to say it was, like, $7. Which, I mean, I think it's useful enough. I could say it's definitely worth it. I think. Just especially for me while I'm doing it like this. Like if I wasn't streaming, maybe I wouldn't do it, but it's very handy, I think. Or if you're gonna leave your kits out, like I pick this up after every time. But for me streaming, I figured it's gonna be quicker for me than rather than annoying you all with hearing me rummage around the box to figure out what I need. So, but alright, let's make. We're making the gun right now. So we need E. Write the voice impression. Thank you, Petunia. Yes. Practice. Yukari. Voice. Okay. Anyone else? I'm just taking requests now. What else do you guys want to see, or have I promised you and not delivered on? That way I can work on getting that all figured out this week. I can try and catch up on all that, and can't promise I'll be able to do Yukari impression by next week. For whatever reason, well, it's probably because, again, I kind of took a little nap when I was getting my daughter to sleep. That's why my voice is so low. I literally just woke back up. Which is why we could probably stay on later to make up for the time that we lost from me doing that. Didn't mean to fall asleep, but it happens. And I'm happy when I can fall asleep. Oh, I also know in the last stream I mentioned quitting drinking soda, which I'm still drinking soda from the pack that I was, already had. I haven't bought anymore, so I'm obviously not going to just dump it. That would be a waste. Alright, so E13, this one? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that big magnifying glass. I can't get it tomorrow because Hobby Lobby is not open on Sundays. But I'll see if I can get it this week so that way I have it for next time. For the Yukari impression, just yap about tanks for an hour? Thought it was gonna be a cute little thing. Now it's become just do a whole stream as Yukari. That will do the trick. That's alright, if I can manage to figure out how to do the voice. I can't even promise that it's gonna be any good. This is just it's something that it would be fun. I think it would be a lot of fun. And I just realized I could do the other treads real quick too. But yeah, it would be fun. It would be good, I think. I can't promise I can do that. I'm no professional voice actor here, but I could certainly try. And worst comes to worst, you get a good laugh about it and be like, wow, that was awful. But I can certainly try. Oh, should I put the shooting of the Maho gun on here? That's still in the works. All the tanks look the same. All the tanks look the same, like in all existence. Let's see. Yeah, so Maho gun. Maho shooting. Yeah, I think you're gonna find some people that are gonna disagree about all the tanks looking the same. Even I'll agree that they don't look the same, even though I can't necessarily tell them all apart very well. But I'm hoping that, like, building these, I'll be able to distinguish what tank's what going forward more. Because that is something that always kind of, like, bothers me, is when I'm, like, into something, and then I'm like, oh, but I have, like, this hiccup. It's the same with, like, shooting guns and stuff. Like, I'm not super into shooting guns, but every now and then I'm, like, really, really dumb with the numbers and everything, like calibers and all that crap. Or, yeah, just like little stuff like that where I'm like, come on, brain, work, remember this thing. But for whatever reason, I have issues. So I'm hoping that by building the tanks, I'll be able to also differentiate what's what easier. It's a theory, at least. It's a theory. Alright. Stay. Thank you. If I use this thing properly and actually put the shelves all the way to the side, they'd stay up straight and I wouldn't have to worry about it. You used to do 50 Filthy Frank voice impressions back in college to annoy my best friend who hated Filthy Frank. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, my husband's super good at voice impressions to the point where he could be a voice actor. And he says every now and then certain voices I'm good at, but I'm like, are you just saying that because you love me though? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Is there anything? Well, I guess, okay, for the treads I probably can't use that. I like that it focuses in like that, now that I know that, if I'm trying to show you something small. And then we'll get the big one so you can probably see better. I also, so the thing that I have you guys on is like this metal thing that goes like this. And I just have the camera attached here with a hair tie. We're very high quality in this little studio I have here. And I asked my husband, I was like, can you cut the metal so it's like further down? Because even though this is nice, I don't really use this space up here. And I'd rather have it more focused in. So he said he should be able to. He just has to take a look at it. And I was like, okay. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. Let's do these little pieces and then we'll do the treads actually. So yeah, I will do that. Now, of course, I said, oh, I don't use this space. Now I'm using it. That just be how it is. So there's that little one. So that's all good now. So we're going to shove him over here. We're going to need him in a second. And looks like... Oh. I see how this is supposed to go. This is a little difficult looking. That's okay though. You know, it is what it is. Difficult and fun. Difficult and fun. E20. Whoops. What's this guy? Ah, pick up. We trying to flip him. Eh. Come on. Alright, you know what? You know what, dude? It's gonna be like that. I was gonna try and use a tweezer, because that would have made this a whole lot easier. But if you don't want it to work, we won't do that then. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. If you can see it, I know it's a little bit bright. Alright, so Maho's gonna travel more in this new year. What are the rest of you gonna do? What are the rest of your goals this new year? Now that the new year has begun. Technically. Any life goals and all that? Oh, another thing I want to do is I want to make a new song to go on the intro of the streams. Because it's technically the song that's used in the demo disc. And I'm like, that's all fine and dandy for now. But everything with YouTube is very positive right now. And I'm like, I should probably change that to be something, a different kind of music that I own. So I'll be making new music for that. I mean, I do like the music that's there right now, but that's okay. Darjeeling will just have to spastically dance to something else, I suppose. But that's another thing that you write down while that dries. Intro stream music. Alright. Luckily, I don't think I'm gonna have any issue with the intro visual to my streams since it's a little chaotic. My plan for 2025 is go out of town more, and I hope I will win the lawsuit I put on the dude for crashing your truck. Oh, dude, I'm sorry that happened. I hope you win that too. That sucks. I've never been part of a lawsuit. It seems very stressful. So good luck. We all wish you luck, Overkill. Let's see. Actually, I'm already about to have your first trick. Echo found an anime warehouse store near us, and we're planning to go. It would also be the first time Echo and I see each other. That's very exciting. Ooh, that'll be fun. Very cool. Let me know if you see any cool anime stuff. Anime warehouse store. That sounds cool. I only know one store by me. I thought of making a video about this, but then I'd have to go out in the wild and try not to piss these people off. And you'll understand in a moment. So there's a place, I say by me. It's not really by me. It's in Pennsylvania, but I can drive to Pennsylvania because that's no big deal. And there's a store in a mall that I know about. I went there before, and I was like, oh, it's an anime store. That's so cool. Where'd the pieces go? Where's my pieces I'm looking at? Okay, that's that. There we go. So I was like, oh, I should go in there. And I went in there, and the whole store is just bootlegs. And I was like, oh. And, like, they're not even trying to hide it because they have them on display. Like, and it's very obvious that some of them are bootlegs. A lot of them are Naruto resin statues. That they're bootlegs of them. So I was like, I wonder how, like, because my opinion of bootlegs is that I think they're fine as long as you know what you're getting. I just don't appreciate when people, try to pretend that bootlegs are real. But if they're just selling bootlegs to sell bootlegs, that's totally chill, in my opinion. And so I was like, it'd be kind of interesting to go there and then ask them, like, hey, can I interview you and see how you feel about bootlegs? Because I'm curious whether they'd, like, kick me out and be like, you're not allowed to film here and shut up, we don't sell bootlegs. Or if they'd be like, oh, yeah, and, like, super chill. So there's, like, two or three dudes that own the shop. But if they're still even there in the mall at this point, because I haven't been there in a while. Again, not terribly close, but I can drive to it, so. Also, this is what I'm doing, in case you're wondering how tiny the pieces that I'm doing right now is. That teeny tiny little piece. That bastard ruined my truck I had for 8 years. Oh, man. That means if it was new, it was paid off, and you had an attachment to it. That really sucks. I have never had a car ruined, knock on wood once again. I've been hit and had to, like, had a bunch of work done and whatnot, but never anything too serious. Were you okay? Were you in the truck when it happened? Resin statues are not bad as long as they're not janky. I've seen some fan-made garage kits made from resin that look decent. Yeah, I like resin statues. I only have, let's see, we have my Reiner back there is resin. His eyes are supposed to glow. I can't figure out how to get it to work, so whatever. It just doesn't happen. I could probably put something else in his eyes to make him glow, but the one that it came with didn't work. So got the Reiner resin statue. I have a Jill Valentine, which I got my husband. That's actually his, and that's downstairs. My first one was Spyro the Dragon, and then I got the Astarion this year, which I forgot to say in that video that it's actually, like, basically two figures considering the pieces they gave you. I have one up here, and then I have another one downstairs. It's all the same thing. Hello, Echo! Hope you're having a good night. One time when I was in Mexico, I got a bootleg for a friend, and although he knows it's a bootleg, he said it's high quality. Seems Mexico got them quality bootlegs. Yeah, and that's the thing too. And I've thought of making a video about this. It's gonna piss some people in the figure collecting community off because I do know people who are, like, very much like, no, you should only collect official merch. I don't know why people get attached to companies like that, where I'm much more like, it's a company. Like, sorry, they don't give a crap about you. They only see you for your wallet. I'm sorry, it's a company. What do you expect? So when people are like, oh, but it's not officially licensed and all this, I'm like, it's the same with everything. If you want, you should pay with your wallet. you should vote with your wallet. If you want more of a certain thing, yes, you should go ahead and buy the official figure. But I buy used figures anyways, as you guys know. I'm not supporting the company either by doing that. When I buy a figure secondhand, that money ain't touching the company at all. That's not showing them sales or anything. Like, that's completely... So is that wrong? Because people who use that argument, I find they never seem to think about it that way. They're like, well, you should support... Yes, you should support what you want or what you like with your wallet. At the same time, I think bootlegs are a great thing because you have people who can't afford the official. You have people... And that's not to say, like, oh, they can't afford it, so, you know... These are people who can't afford it, so they wouldn't buy it, even if they had the money. They wouldn't spend that amount of money on a figure, and that's completely understandable. And then you also have the people who are, like, just getting into figure collecting, and figure collecting is extremely expensive if you don't do it right, or depending on what you choose to collect, it's a very expensive hobby. So it makes sense. Go ahead, start out buying bootlegs, because they're cheaper. Absolutely, 100%. There are people who out there who just all of a sudden start buying scale figures, and they're freaking expensive. I'm always like, start with something smaller, see if you like it, see if you get into the hobby. But that's my advice. I was in my truck when I got hit. Thankfully, I didn't get injured, but I have back pain. Which I had to go to the chiropractor, which my lawyer got me with. Okay. I'm so sorry. I hope the back pain goes away. That sucks. That really sucks. Funny enough, again, my husband actually, he got hit in his work truck. And he had to go get looked at and everything for back pain. He was okay, and the truck wasn't too bad, but you don't want to mess around with back pain. Like, definitely. I hope your lawsuit goes through and everything. Hope for the best. Let's all hope for the best in chat for Overkill. That kind of stuff sucks. It's stupid stuff you have to deal with in life because we're all forced to be around other people. But, yeah, no. Car accidents are scary, too. I'm glad you were okay. Imagine an anime figure that costs $1,000 and then it turns out to be a bootleg. That's the issue. So that is the issue that I disagree with. Like, that, I feel like... When talking about bootlegs, okay, I don't like to call any particular figure collector out. And actually, someone got very upset in one of my comment sections about that, which I was like, dude, they were like, if you're not calling out to the creators, you're basically saying nothing. And I was like, that's not really how that works. It's more so I don't want to distract from the conversation by flinging shit at someone else. Like, if that's the way I roll, I don't know. I find that to be distracting, and there's no reason to do it because I don't have any ill will towards the other collectors in, like, the creator sphere or whatever. But there's, like, I can think of one in particular who unboxed a figure. It's from a series that I don't know, and her name, like, again, not that important. She unboxed a figure. She didn't know it was a bootleg. It looked amazing. I thought it was official too, and again, I didn't look into this figure or whatever. People in the comments started saying that it was a bootleg, and she felt awful that she got it, even though it's perfect, whatever. I don't think she paid more. Now, if she paid more for it, I totally get, like, being pissed off about that. You didn't get what you paid for at the end of the day. But if you know it's a bootleg, there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. And if the bootleg's really good, nothing wrong with that either. I think that's amazing. And that's something else. If you're worried about the figure companies who make the figures, if you're super worried about them, like, and, you know, money-wise worried about them and worried that this could hurt their business. First of all, I don't think it hurts their business nearly as much as people think. And because I think a lot of figure collectors will go for the official. Like, I'll look for the official, especially if there isn't a bootleg. But I'll look for the official, generally. But if it's too expensive, I'm not opposed to buying the bootleg. The other thing, though, that I was trying to get into until, like, my brain's going to stop at some point with this train of thought. So I got to hurry it up. But the, God damn it, I just lost it. Oh. Ugh. Let's see. Where was I going with it? Where was it going? The companies. Oh, so the official figure companies should figure out how to cut costs. That's part of the issue, too. Like, if it's too expensive to buy your figures and a bootlegger can make a decent enough figure that it can come across as legit, And as long as they don't lie about the fact that it's a bootleg, that, in my opinion, is the figure company's fault. I understand licensing costs some, but you can't tell me that some of the markups are purely licensing. You know what I mean? Like, there, you can cut costs somewhere. Especially when we see there's a company or a couple of companies coming out of China making 1/4 scales that are like $60. Now, mind you, they don't have licensing attached, but $60 for a 1/4 scale is insane. So I just like, I see stuff like that and I'm like, it is possible. It is possible. Another problem is that unless your favorite anime is mainstream, it's hard to get official merch unless you're in Japan, especially with Girls in Panzer, where the cool stuff is only in Japan. Agreed. As you saw in my what the Panzer are these products video, I'm looking for that umbrella, by the way, Maho. If I find it, I will get it. I will totally get it, and I'll let you know where it is. If we have to do a proxy thing or whatever, I'll let you know how we can get it. I am seeking that out as well. That's an amazing piece of merch. It's going away slowly, and honestly, I wish that it didn't. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's going away slowly, and honestly, I wish this didn't happen. Well, yeah, no one ever wants to get into a car accident. It's even just afterwards, it's stressful. The whole, again, you have back thing going on, like, all of it's just so stressful and it's so time consuming. I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, that's a strange one now. Yeah, being that I live near Mexico, there's a lot of bootleg figures here. Most of them bootleg Banpresto figures. Okay. Yeah. So, like, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with bootlegs as long as you're honest about it. And I think people should call out people who bootleg, like, and aren't honest about it too, because that is a horrible practice, because you're just scamming people basically. But again, if you're chill with it, that's why I kind of wanted to ask the people at this store, because I'm like, I think they could make for an interesting video and stuff, like talking to them, being like, hey, you sell these, I assume you're cool with, like, talking about them being bootlegs. And if they're like, like, no way. So, it's like a win-win. It either kind of calls them out as like, hey, stores like this exist, or it's going to be, hey, can you explain why you think bootlegs are okay, and then I can bounce ideas off of them. I think it'd be cool. I'm not opposed to it. I've talked to people and, like, store owners in malls before. There used to be a dead mall that I would visit very often as a kid, and then it died, and I went ahead and talked to some of the people who were working there and had their own place there and everything around that time when it was dying, and that was really cool. They were really nice. So I'm not super in the know with Japanese stuff, but I used to work in a manufacturing company for a lot of art toys for some of the guys that you would see on places like Kid Robot. Most of this stuff is insanely marked up because they know people will just pay the marked up prices. So I say go bootlegs. Agreed, and thank you for bringing that up, Gray Mads, because I think that's absolutely true. This at the end of the day is just sculpted plastic. And it's the same with a lot of things too. I mean, when you look at tabletop games like Warhammer, you can 3D print stuff. Even like for model kits and stuff, my dad does a lot of ships, and he's thought about getting a 3D printer just to 3D print the little planes and stuff. It's just little pieces of plastic. It's absolutely marked up. Especially when you consider, like this is gonna sound kind of stupid, but think about, like, when you buy any sort of bottled beverage, that bottle had to be shaped. That bottle's made out of plastic. Sure, it's less plastic and whatnot, but think of how insanely cheap that is compared to something like a figure and such. I don't know. In my brain, it makes sense. I say go bootlegs too. We need a podcast or TED Talk about this. It's something, see, that's what also annoys me, and I don't know if it's just the algorithm with you in regards to YouTube, but there's, like, very few videos I find where, like, figure collectors are talking about these, specifically within anime collecting. A lot of action figure collectors do talk about issues. I've seen plenty of them talking about how it can become an addiction. Even the, like, card collectors will talk about stuff like that. And for whatever reason, within the anime figure collecting sphere, they do not talk about it. It's something that bothers me. It's something that I want to start doing. There's actually a video that I want to make coming up. I have 3 that are on my mind that I want to do within the next 3 weeks. And that is my 2025 pre-orders, unrelated to what we're talking about, but I want to do that one. I want to do, there's a guy who talks about overconsumption, and he actually had a video where he was mentioning and he was reacting to people's collections, and he was like, is collecting considered overconsumption? I think that's an interesting topic, because there's more to this community than just buying pieces of plastic. Like, there's stuff we could talk about, but for whatever reason, people don't talk about it, or at least YouTube doesn't push that content, because it's totally possible it's just slid under my radar. But I want to talk about it. I guess also those videos don't do as well as unboxings, which I understand, but it is what it is. I have nothing against bootlegs. I had some bootleg Dragon Ball GT figures I got from downtown lot. They're still holding up. Yeah. And a lot of times they are. There's plenty of good bootlegs. Sorry, I'm also, like, kind of scared to move these pieces because this has to, like, attach the thing next to it and everything. Let me just catch up on chat, and then I'll go back and finish this up. But yeah, so you have nothing against bootleg figures. Oh my gosh, and the time does fly. It's already 10:40. Again, we're staying on till at least 12 because I was late getting on. But most of this is polyester resin and cheap paint. Unless you're paying for high quality paint or a lot of detailed work, the stuff is easy to produce and cheap to make. Thank you, Gray. Yes, thank you, Gray Mads, for letting us all know. Because, yeah, that's kind of like how I was like, there's no way these things are worth hundreds of dollars. Like, that's why I always try and find, like, cheaper versions. And mind you, I'm not, like, I understand that that's just how it is, too. But yeah, then you see figures like, for instance, the Strike Witches ones that I have hanging up. I can't show you them because they're literally attached to the wall. But, like, they're beautiful. Especially, I think her name's Caroline. I have not watched much of Strike Witches, and I think she's from, like, the second season or whatever. But I love that figure. Beautifully detailed. It's by Alter, and it's worth $15 because the market. It's literally all has to do with the market, and a lot of things go down after market. And luckily, there's a creator on here, Zuko is his name. I will shout him out because I think that this video is very good, and this video did very well. And he talked about how pre-ordering seemed to be pointless. And I'm glad he talked about it because a lot of newcomers who came into the space were just pre-ordering things willy-nilly without a reason to do so, where instead of doing their research. And again, that's where it plays more into the overconsumption side. I had made a video talking about that kind of stuff too, and not necessarily the pre-ordering, but the people just kind of ordering stuff willy-nilly and all that stuff, the newer people in the community, and how that all kind of shaped it during the pandemic or whatnot. And that video did do well. So that's the other thing too, like, figure collectors, specifically anime figure collectors, aren't talking about this stuff, but then you have mine and Zuko's video doing fairly well. His did much better than mine, but he has a bigger following, so that makes sense. But yeah, like, our videos did very well, which to me at least tells me that people are interested in talking about these things, but nobody is. And I don't know if it's because it's controversial and they don't want to, like, you know, make people mad, but alright, so that's gonna go in there. That's the best I can do with that. I mean, that doesn't look terrible. It looks decently right, like what I'm supposed to do. One of my friends, he prints 3D prints Warhammer minis to use for games because he has a gripe against Games Workshop. I don't blame you. Me and my husband were talking about how Amazon's going to, is it Amazon? Yeah, Amazon's going to make a Warhammer show or whatever. And my husband was like, oh my god, Amazon. I was like, I'm more worried about Games Workshop than Amazon. Like, personally. Did you watch Girls and Panzer in English or Japanese? Me, English. I watched it in English as well. I think I've seen parts of it in Japanese, but when I sat to actually watch through it, English. Also, Petunia, did you, how far did you get? Because you had just gotten into it recently, correct? That is you. I believe that is you. Unless my brain is completely, just losing it. And for the rest of you, you can answer too. Yes, Maho says, you first watched it in sub, then you found the dubs. Good, good. And yes, again, I owe a link in the Discord, which I will give you guys in the Discord to help you out. Actually, sorry, I should say it like this. A link is going to magically appear in the Discord, which might help you out finding some stuff. There we go. Oh, that's that. Alright, let's see if I did this right. Oh my gosh, it all lines up, guys. Holy crap-oly. I actually managed to do that. See, I'm getting better already. I consider that a huge win. I'm going to hold it like that. Let gravity help me out a little bit. Wow, I feel official. Oh, I can even push it in a little more. Do that. Okay, look at it. Oh, that looks good. I think that looks fairly good. Yeah? Only finished episode 3? Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, also just make sure you know that the Anzio battle's a separate one, so they're gonna skip through it. Really confuses you if you watched the abridged and then go to watch the series. I remember I was like, excuse me, I remember watching like a full-on battle. What the was this? The guns moved. No, I just moved them myself. I'm just wiggling them. I guess they don't move up and down, do they? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, yeah, I guess that's kind of disappointing, but to be fair, I probably would have glued it so they couldn't have moved anyway. That's okay, so no articulation there. I'm just wiggling them as I'm letting the glue set in. So, yeah. It's all good. But yes, so Petunia, the Anzio battle is a separate DVD. So, they're gonna go right through that one. Don't get confused. Because I think, I'm trying to think of what episode 3 would be. Someone will know better than I in the comments, for sure. Comments. The chat. The chat. There we go. Good, good. Good, good. Let's work on, I'm trying to think if I can actually just kind of, oh, I can let them chill. Look, I'll show you right here real quick. I'm gonna just let them chill like that. But over there, so we can do the treads. This I don't think I can use a little thing for. So last time we got one side of treads done. Oh my gosh, did it really just do that? Come on. Focus. Focus. Well, at least now you can see the treads real good. So, I mean, they're not the prettiest looking thing, especially because this wheel, don't ignore this wheel. This wheel's not happy. But, okay. Oh boy. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Look at that. Beautiful-ish. I mean, they look like treads. It looks like a tank. I'll take it. Alright. Give it a moment. See if it figures it out. Stop being all fuzzy. Stop being all fuzzy. But yeah, so the next 2 videos I'm going to have out are going to be my pre-orders and then what I got for the holidays. Somewhat. Because I have some stuff that I ordered. I don't really know how to fix that. Here, there's my sloppy notes. Come on. Yeah, follow it. Follow it. Ah, boy. I wish I could, on stream somewhere, figure out how to make that. I mean, I have a properties option. Deactivate and reactivate it. It's a little scary. E. If I click that, will that work? Is that what you're saying? I could flip it and everything. How fancy. Color range. I'm just now looking at all the options I have on my end. Configure video. Let me do that, and I should go away now. Okay, press OK. Oh, no, that didn't make it go away. Interesting. Oh, because it didn't do it. Whatever. I'll click E. Okay, I clicked E. It didn't do anything. So this auto focuses, but it's having some severe issues right now. How are we gonna fix it? How did I fix it last time? It's supposed to just kinda figure it out. And last time I did like this, and it worked. Like, what is it even trying to focus on? It's not focused on anything. Come on. Come on, camera. Work. I know. How dare I have brought anything close to the camera. So we'll put the treads on that side. I slowly... I don't know what to do. Oh wait, last time I picked this up, right? I think that's what I did. Think? Yeah, okay, so that's the magic fix to it. We figured it out. Alright, let's get these other treads going. Let's get these other treads. But yeah, so I would like to put chat on the screen. I would like to put... Well, I don't know. What else should I put on this? What else do you guys want to see on the, the screen? I'll try and get this so I could be closer to what I'm working on. And... Let's see. Why does this... What is going on here? Like, what did I do here that it looks like that? That is not gonna work right. Let me just bend that a little bit. Assuming that this is the bottom. Alright. Just gonna do our best. The treads are gonna be my weakness until I really get good. I think that the treads are just gonna be the worst thing in the world. Okay, so I can kind of fit that there. I can do this. I have faith in myself, kind of. I have to bend this one again. Oh boy. Let's see. So, for those of you who have seen Das Finale, which one is your favorite so far? Which of the Das Finale battles? Hello, Leopold. How are you doing? We are doing good here. We are doing good. How has your 2025 been so far? You know, the whole 4 days that you've experienced of 2025. Hope it's been good, or at least decent. We are just building away. Building away. I think, I say this every stream, I'm like, I think we can finish it. I really have a good feeling about it tonight, because once we get these little pieces on, it's all just little, the little pieces seem to take the longest, so who knows. But, you know, maybe I can do this with my little light. Let's try. Let's see if I can hold it under here and manage to do this in a way that you're going to be able to see it better. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. That works. That works. But, still cannot believe that it's 2025. I know, right, Nightshade? It's, seriously. 2024 was like a blur. It went so quick. It's insane. There we go. There's like a big droplet on that one. But yeah, like it went so fast. I'm like, holy crap. Hopefully 2025 slows down a little bit. Cause that was like, I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it... Well, you guys saw that close up, didn't you? I don't know why it felt like it went so fast for me. Because not like nothing happened. Is it a tank? It is a tank. It is the CV33, so it's a tankette. Or it will be. It will be a tank. Should Boko the Bear exist? I don't know. I liked her film, so if you ask me, I think it's fine. Why? Does it annoy you? It's also fun to find all the Bokos when I played the Dream Tank match. I remember that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get them all. So that's because I like distractions and get distracted very easily. I'm putting that on wrong because it broke. Oh my goodness. Did I mention I'm tired? When aren't I? I'm always tired and can't sleep. Story of my life. Yes, we built tanks here. I do not know what kind of tank it is. It is the CV33, and it is getting there. Slowly but surely, it is getting there. My brother, actually, Maho, you'll appreciate this. My brother was thinking of trying to get or find someone to 3D print little tanks to go on his N scale model trains. Apparently, I guess he's getting back into it. So I'm like, that's good. He's the one who just had a baby not too long ago. Will Boko's song have copyright? Yes. I don't know why this surprised me. When I made the tiger tank video, the big ass one, I got copyrighted on that video. I don't make shit off that video, which is fine. I don't do this really for the money. I do this because I enjoy it. If I could live off YouTube, I would. I'm not gonna pretend not, and I would love to be able to monetarily support my hobby. That was part of the goal, but ultimately I make because it's fun. That being said, though, yeah, I don't make anything off of that because that the Girls and Panzer version of Panzerlied got copyright struck. I was like, really? So then I made my own version of Panzerlied for the Maho cutting the hair video for the cosplay. So I just made my own version and it didn't get copyrighted. I was like, good. But yeah, so Boko's song would absolutely need to channel that Maho lifestyle to sleep. Oh, that Mako. Yeah, or Mako. How do you pronounce her name? Anyways, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the little sleepy one. In the main group, the anglerfish team. Yeah, I wish I could sleep. Well, so it's funny. I'm one of those people who, if I'm tired, like, and can sleep, so it's either if I lay down and I can't sleep, I'm literally like eyes wide open. I can't like pretend to sleep and then fall asleep. But I'm also one of those people who, if I'm really tired and I can sleep anywhere. I can be on the floor. I've slept on the floor plenty of times, even just getting my daughter to sleep because they have a bunk bed. Lower bunks on the like ground level. I'll just lay on the floor next to her, fall asleep, sleep like a freaking baby all night on hard wood floor, hard cold wood floor. Just I'm one of those people. I don't know. It's weird. I've fallen asleep on rocks before. I have no idea. It's just like when I'm out, and I'm like such a sound sleeper. Like my husband said, he's like tried to wake me up plenty of times, and he's just like, you seriously, you don't respond at all. You're like comatose. So, which I am very happy for. When I can sleep, at least when I can sleep, I'm like, out, you know? And maybe that's because I can't sleep other times. You've killed so many Bokos in Dream Tank Match, I don't think I can see them the same. They were destroyed I was gonna say for the 100% you had to, didn't you? That's awesome, though. They're fun. That's how you get the tank colors and decals, but you need to get all of them to get the trophy. But in my opinion, I would have wanted to get them all anyways to get all the decals and stuff. So, but yeah, I remember that's what me and my husband were starting to do when we were playing a little bit. Again, we're not very, it's pronounced Mako, not Mako. Thank you. I'm really bad with pronunciation, but thank you. Usually with Japanese stuff, it's easier. I probably should have known better. It would have had like an I or something. But, lol. My solution to sleep better is melatonin. I take it to help me. I've heard of that. I've heard of melatonin helping. I think my mom might have taken it a few times to help her. Especially since I work long hours at my job. I work as a janitor in a mall. So you get to be in the mall after it closes? That's really cool, actually. It sounds a little scary, but it sounds really cool. Yeah, assuming you're there, like, late. That's awesome. Being a mall janitor sounds... It sounds, you know, every job has its perks and every job has its really sucky parts. And I'm sure being a janitor, you get a lot of really sucky stuff you have to deal with. But that's a cool job, personally, I think. I think it's a neat job. But again, I don't have to work it, so. So maybe I'm just looking at it through, like, rose-tinted glasses or whatever they say. Yeah, alone in the mall sounds spooky, right? It sounds spooky, but it sounds fun. I don't know, in the mall that I had visited prior to it actually being destroyed and everything, when it was just a dead mall that you could still walk through and everything. It was really cool because it was like the one end of the wall, the one end of the mall had no one there, and then when they closed, people were breaking in, and I had half a mind to be one of those people, but I was pregnant at the time, and I was like, probably not the best time to get caught inside like a dead mall that had like really shitty air circulation when it was still like open. I can't imagine with everything turned off it would be much better. Though to be fair, I don't know if the electric would have been turned off because I used to visit and see how it was doing when it was dead, and they had a lot of envelopes stuck on the doors to the mall, and of course, me being me, I had to pick one off and look at it, and it was all from the electric company. They were all notices about how they hadn't paid their rent in this area, or not rent, their electric in this area, this area, this area. I stuck it back on the door. I didn't take it with me. Obviously, I'm not like that I wouldn't do that. That would probably be illegal, but no, I work in the afternoon, LOL. I deal with people around me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, so Overkill, are the malls alive? Or is the mall that you work in alive? Like, does it have fairly good amount of people going through it? Gotcha, thank you for the work you do. You janitors don't get enough credit for the work you... Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, like, Overkill, I'm sure you have to deal with some stuff, and thank you for cleaning up after other people's crap. You seriously, you workers don't get enough credit, I think there's a lot of different workers that don't get enough credit. Truckers especially, I think, don't get enough credit. Any dirty job, really. People don't realize how good they have it, really, at their jobs, because they could have to work something much more taxing, much more disgusting, just to be frank with you. Saturdays are the worst because it gets packed and there's too many teenagers causing mayhem, lol. The one I work at is both alive and dead. Is like half of it alive and half of it dead? Because that's what happened to the mall that I was talking about. Like, half of it was totally alive and then half of it was, like, empty. It's crazy. It's kind of cool when it's like that, because then you can go with, like, a reason, but then you can go visit the dead part. The one that, I'm talking about, it's been demolished now. But it was cool because they had, like, caution tape because they didn't want you to go near the one area because part of the roof had caved in. That place was a mess, and it's a really sad story, honestly, if you know, like, everything that happened behind the scenes, which I know because I talked to people who had stores there, but, sad, yeah. Only because the city I live in has nothing better to do. I mean, and that's something, too, like, I've heard that the younger generation, even somewhat our generation, Overkill, seems to like malls more and want to keep them alive because there aren't many, like, I keep hearing them talked to as or called third spaces, where people can just go and hang out and not have to spend money. And, like, the mall was one of those places where you could just go and chill. I mean, obviously parks still exist, but I'm very fortunate, I think, in the fact that I have lots of parks where I live, and always have. I assume that that's partially just because of the way that New Jersey is. Like, I mean, you still have to drive everywhere, but we're fairly close and everything, and I think other places probably don't have as many parks, so I feel it more for others, not so much for my own plight or whatever. But I feel bad for, like, people not having a place where they can just go and chill, so I get that mall makes sense for the teenagers. And that's what a lot of teenagers did when I was in school, too, actually. They used to go to the mall, hang out. They always get Chipotle. I don't know. I never did that. I was like, I had a job, so I couldn't go anywhere after school other than my job anyways, but I didn't work at the mall, so I didn't get to go shopping at the mall, which honestly, in hindsight, was probably a good thing. And then I wasn't annoying janitors like you. Alright. Should I put it on here and then do the next part? Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try that so I can see if I got this. I'll probably break the treads at least 5 more times in the process, so let's go ahead and go for it. At least I got the one wheel to work. That's... This wheel actually turns. It's not really going to matter much once I get the rest of these on here, but that's okay. And somehow I got, like, black paint on my finger. I don't know how that happened, but maybe the Sharpie? Maybe. Maybe. And... there we go. Yes, so what are you guys doing tonight? You just have me on in the background, listening, or are you building stuff on your own? Maho, I'm guessing you're playing with tanks. Oh no, you said you were editing, you were working on videos, sorry. I do pay attention. I do pay attention. Sometimes my brain just doesn't think fast enough. Oh, and also, okay, so this time I'm going to try and have this discussion and not be an idiot. So, oh my gosh. 2 streams ago, I was asked about normies. I call them normies. That's not what they're called. They're called people. I was asked about anime becoming mainstream and how I felt. And then last stream, I was like, I don't think I did well enough. The last stream was the New Year's stream, so I was drinking a lot. And I couldn't even listen. Well, part of it was because it was a 4-hour stream, but I couldn't re-listen to it all. So I was like, but I listened to that part and I was like, oh my god. Could I explain this any worse? Like, maybe. Don't try to expand upon your points when you are getting drunk. Just an idea. So, I would like to revisit that topic in a moment once I catch up again on chat. When I was in high school, I used to go to the mall to hang out with friends. We would go to the arcade, movie theater, mess around and stuff. And now malls are slowly dying. Yeah, it's really sad that, like, I loved the mall, but I never, like, did that kind of stuff. I always wanted to. I always wanted to be one of those people who could just go to the mall with friends and whatever. But I was a loner in high school, so I didn't really have anyone to go with. But, that being said, I used to go with, like, my family a lot. And that was... We didn't have tons of money, so we would go walk around the mall and stuff. So the mall that closed and everything, like, it meant a bit to me. These treads aren't long enough. Did I screw up and put an extra tread on the other one? This isn't working. Uh-oh. This is definitely not gonna fit. This isn't gonna reach. Hold on. Look at that. That's not gonna happen. Like, there's a piece right here. I don't know, I'm thinking, like, it's all the way. But that's... So what do I do now? I know what I do in my head. Unless there is more on here, but I'm not... What were they on? They were on A? Am I missing some tread? A20? I mean, I don't see... I see these ones, but this is not the same thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. I might have messed this up real good. That's okay. We'll just take some tread off the other side and put it here. I'll make up for it. Let's see. Videos and making Girls in Panzer train liveries? Like, deliveries? I bought another route, and it's a British route. Now St. Gloriana. Very nice. Thought you were drinking soda, to be honest. Oh, cool. If I seemed good to you, that's good. I was drinking soda and water and vodka. That was the nice combination. Anytime I have my fancy glass, that's vodka. I just don't take shots because I drink slower if I sip it, which is disgusting. But it keeps me in check, in line, all that. Tonight I am not drinking, hence I only have these two. And I don't have a water bottle, but I have lemon water. Hence the lemons on it, see? No, that's just water, and that's done. Because I can't just... Well, I could just drink soda, but I probably shouldn't just drink soda for like 2 hours on stream. The outdoor malls in my area are still popular, but the actual malls are dying, especially this one that is infamous for rowdy teenagers. Yeah, that's unfortunate. By outdoor malls, do you mean like strip malls? like where it's just parking lot and then you walk in. Because yeah, those are doing fine. We don't have like an outdoor, like, do we? I guess so. There's a few malls I can think of, like maybe two. No, maybe just one, where it has like an outdoor kind of strip mall area and then also the mall area. Or is it pop? Soda, cola, pop? What do Americans... Well, it's not what do the Americans call it. Depends on where you live. It depends where... yeah, it depends. The norm is soda, but the South trend is to call it pop. Yeah. And some places do, they call it cola, which is... Or they call it a Coke. They just call it like Coca-Cola, but they call it Coke, and it's just whatever, I believe. But I'm not sure where it is, but you're right. The South calls it pop. North calls it soda. So I'm the North because I'm in New Jersey. So it's soda for me. Soda for me. And Hot Topic, back more emo-centric and feared by parents. Now it's changed a lot. Has it? Because the last time, so I knew it changed a lot. And then the last time I went in it, they were kind of going more towards the Y2K-ish style. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's some stuff in here that's actually pretty cute. Still not gonna buy it because Hot Topic's expensive and I don't necessarily think their stuff is of good quality. I say that, but I did have a really, really nice t-shirt back in the day when Twilight was popular because all the girls were like obsessing over Twilight. So I had a shirt that said, and then Buffy staked Edward, because I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer since I was a small child. And yeah, that's my one piece of stuff from Hot Topic that was actually really good. And yeah, I'm going to take some of the treads off this side and put them on the other side because I'm professional like that. We're just going to bend this piece right here. Maybe I should snip it. That's probably a better idea. Does anyone call it cola? Yes, I just don't know where. I saw a Has Been Hotel cut out in the window for the last Hot Topic. Then I walked past concerning... Oh, really? I know very little about Has Been Hotel, other than that the creator's a meanie face, and I know the Verbally situation because that's hilarious. But I don't know anything about it. I've heard that it's very edgy and annoying. That's pretty much what I've heard about Has Been. No hatred towards any of you who like it. I like some pretty annoying shit too. I'm sure plenty of people. I know people have issues with, what's that? What is that show called that I've been getting into recently with my kids? Oh yes, Miraculous Ladybug. I'm sure that plenty of people would be like, really? That's what you watch in your spare time? Well, define spare time. I watch it with my kids. But I won't deny that I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy that show. So, I have no shame, and if you like Has Been Hotel, and by all means like it, but we're gonna all judge you. And you can all judge me for liking Miraculous. That's totally fine. Because that's how the world works. Bring back shame. Anyways. Sort of, this one mall has a central area with live music during the summer, and currently a Christmas tree. It's very open. Oh, that's cool. That is neat. I seen Has Been, and it's okay. Alright. Good. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I just know this stupid Verbalace thing, and that the creator replaced the voice actors, like the original ones, once it was gonna become popular. Which, you never know what goes on behind the scenes with that kind of stuff either. I do still think it was kind of shitty, regardless, but you never know if that's something that was really her decision, or if that was the only way it'd get picked up. It's whatever. It's whatever. Shit happens, but... Shit happens. Let's see. I'm just gonna hold these here. The treads seem to be what takes, like, the longest. For sure. I think I already said that. Anyways, back to my thing that I wanted to expand upon. The mainstream. People getting into... Anime coming into the mainstream. I noticed that in my last time I was, like, stumbling over my words and couldn't think of examples. And I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't just explain it the way that I'm about to explain it now. So, don't look at anime, because it's been in the mainstream for not that long, really, considering, like, other things. And sorry, my eye is itching, so I'm gonna itch my eyeball. But, anyways, so, think more so about what we've seen when other things go into the mainstream. Specifically, think of things like different cartoons and different comics and video games. Those are the things that I would say should be our warning flags and concern us when it comes to anime being more mainstream. Because, and I did say this and I still believe in this, you have people who get involved with things who don't understand what they are and then want to hijack them and make them their own. I don't think I worded it as well last time, but I definitely agree with that. The music is pretty good for Has Been or for Miraculous. Maybe the answer's both. But I'll have to check out the music for Has Been then, because I like a lot of different kinds of music, so I probably would like it, even if I don't end up liking the show, which I don't know if I have an interest in watching, but I'll check out the music. For sure. I do like the style. I get confused though, because there's that other one, Hell of a Boss, that's the same thing. I take Family Guy over Has Been Hotel, lol. I like Family Guy too. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park in high school, because again, I've mentioned this before, I was a bit sheltered. So I wasn't allowed to watch South Park, so I kind of lived off Family Guy in high school. I think it's fun. Ish funny. Funny enough. Though, if I'm being really honest, and this is funny because I watched this in high school, but my parents didn't know I watched it in high school, Drawn Together. Which that actually, okay, so speaking of anime coming into the mainstream, a little bit, I don't know if I should be concerned about this or not. Panty and stocking with garter belt. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that probably sounded really weird. So there's an anime, it was like really crudely drawn anime that had like some good scenes. It was hilarious. Called Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. It's really just called Panty Stocking. If you look that up, you'll find it. You can look up the transformation scenes. They were basically angels. What was the whole deal? I believe that it's been a while. They were angels who were on Earth because they were really bad angels, so they weren't allowed in heaven. So they had to kill ghosts to buy their way back up into heaven, if I remember correctly. But so that show, the creators, it's getting a reboot. That's where I'm going with this. But the old show, the way that came to be was a couple of Japanese guys, I believe they got drunk and they watched Drawn Together, which is an American cartoon, and they were like, this is the best thing ever. And then they made Panty and Stocking, and then Drawn Together got like X'd. So yeah, I remember Drawn Together and how edgy it was. It was very edgy. Oh my god, some of the jokes they made in that. But so, Panty and Stocking pretty much just it had a lot of the gross out humor in it and whatnot. But it was also very crude, like Drawn Together. And they got inspiration from that. And it cracks me up because now it's going to come out again. And there's a lot of figure collectors who do collect like the Panty Stocking stuff. And I do wonder, since figure collecting became more mainstream and anime became more mainstream, if they're going to be offended by whatever the heck comes out, and I'm really hoping they keep it just as offensive as it initially was. And Panty and Stocking was not quite as offensive as Drawn Together. But I think offensive humor is funny to me, so I'm one of those people who can take a joke, which some people can't. I agree even more, some game communities, they've been completely changed by these tourists. Yes, absolutely. Some of it's really sad, to the point where I just am kind of like, you know what? I'll just believe what I want to believe as canon and throw everything else out. I don't care. I will create my own canon based on what I enjoy from a series, because certain series has just been destroyed by the mainstream. Absolutely. American Dad clears both. I've never watched American Dad, actually. So sorry. can't speak to that. I know of it, but oh yeah, I'm a Persona fan, which has greatly been hurt by tourists. I've not played Persona. I think I have Persona 5. I have not played it, but yeah, I'm sure. I am 100% sure. I feel like with any community, it eventually ends up happening. You get people who come in who are like, this is offensive, or I don't like the way this is, or this should be this way, and it's like, did you come here? Like, you came here, you obviously don't care about what we're all actually interested in. You're not interested in the series for what it is. You just want to change it to be something else. So why don't you just leave and go make your own series? That's how I see it. I'm very, like, cutthroat with it. I'm like, just fuck off and do something else. You obviously don't care. Write your own fan fiction somewhere else. It's like people who write fan fiction all of a sudden decided that they should run the actual thing itself. That's not, no. Leave. None of us want to deal with this. You're ruining the thing that we love. Goodbye. I'd rather see a series just end. Personally. I would rather they just end it and be like, okay, it's done. We don't need this anymore. And I think it's very different too. Like, if you get into something new, as long as you respect it for what it is, there's no problem there. But there's so much disrespect of series, I find. And I don't know what these people think. Like, they're very entitled to just come into a fandom, come into a series and decide, hey, I know better than everyone else who likes this thing. And then they get mad with the original people who liked it and start calling them names. Like, they're somehow in the wrong, even though they're the only reason that this series has become mainstream, because they liked it enough for it to become well known. Oh, totally just almost dropped that. Let's see. My friend loves stalking to death. She is his waifu. Remember one time I got a drawing of her from Artist Alley in a convention, and he was really happy. Oh, that's awesome. She has a really cool design. I like stalking. Out of the characters' personalities, I prefer Panny, but I prefer Stalking's design. Awesome. I'm excited for the new season of Panty and Stocking. I'm excited too. I'm really hoping that it's good. Agreed. However, it gives me faith that the Japanese are so protective and stubborn about anime. So I think we should be better off than maybe Western shows or games. I agree. I severely hope. Every now and then I see like something come out, and I cannot specifically point to, but I know that I felt this before, where I've seen certain things where I'm like, oh gosh, like please Japan, don't become like everything else. Don't turn to the West. And hopefully it looks like the West is shifting too. So hopefully we go back to just not caring if people are offended. It sounds like you have a particular series in mind you want to rant about, LOL. It's not necessarily a particular series, it's just a pattern that I keep seeing. So it's just that everything seems, I hate to say it like this, everything seems a lot worse. It's like, the longer a series goes on, it just kind of gets all shitted up, and I'd rather it just be something else. Like, make it something else, or make it a spin-off. I don't care. But let's not ruin the original series. Let's not go after original fans. Let's just let things be, you know? You don't like it, you don't have to like it. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. I mean, this isn't exactly what I'm talking about, because this is such a minuscule thing, but, and there's so much more that went into it and everything, but I got a little bit mad when the Tomb Raider, whatever that was called, trilogy got re-released, like I'm gonna call it Reignited, because that's what the Spyro one is called, which that one had an issue with it too, where I had issue with, them replacing bullets in that game with slime to make it like Splatoon, but I thought it was a censoring decision and then realized it probably wasn't. So it was probably a design choice that I just disagreed with, which, you know, still disagreed with, but better than censoring, that's for sure. However, the Tomb Raider one, they decided to censor the back of Pierre's jacket. This is such a little minuscule thing, but I just don't like when things are changed. If you're trying to make a faithful reboot of something, or it's not even it's just the recreation of the same game, then don't censor the fact that there is a topless woman on the back of the one guy's jacket. It sounds super petty, but I'm like, no, I would rather it be faithful. Plus, I thought that was really funny when I found it as a kid, and I was like, oh my god. Because, again, my parents were very sheltering, and I was like, oh my god, is that a naked woman on the back of this guy's jacket? Whoa. It was a whole thing. But, yeah, they censored it, and it bothered the crap out of me, because you can switch back to the old, quote-unquote, version, the old, like, style of the game, and they censored it in the old style and the new. I understand if in the new style, when they were doing it, they wanted to censor it, fine, go for it, make it a bikini, I don't care. But they went ahead and censored the old version, too? Like, stop. Don't mess with that. Again, it doesn't affect gameplay. It's really not that important. But it's just another thing. That's one that kind of did really bug me, which was, again, just because as a child it had like a deeper... There's a whole story there. But there's plenty of series. I see it happen a lot with Star Wars fans complain a lot their series got absolutely destroyed. I feel bad for them. But I feel like you find it with a lot of things. Resident Evil, whether or not you like the new games or whatnot, like, in my opinion, I've only seen the new Resident Evil 4, so I'm sure it plays fine. But that was disappointing what they did to Krauser. I was like, excuse me, why did they make his head look like it got mushed? What's going on here? That bothered the crap out of me, and I didn't like his voice either. They made him not as pretty. I liked Krauser. I thought he was very nice looking and stuff. I liked Tomb Raider 2013, but have not played the others. What was Tomb Raider 2013? Was that Anniversary? People were mad about that one. I had less issues. Yeah, do not get me started on Star Wars. Sorry, Nightshade. Yeah. Tomb Raider 2013, I'm guessing that was Anniversary. People had issues with it, but... Oh, was that Anniversary? That might have been one of the ones after Anniversary, actually. No, I think 2013. Is that Legend or Underworld, maybe? Or is that the, like, one that came after that? Facts. They did Krauser dirty in the remake. Yes, they did. Yes. Agreed. Agreed, Charlie. They did. So. But, yeah, it's, Tomb Raider 2013. I don't exactly remember which one that is. So the thing with Tomb Raider, I was annoyed at the time with how they made her have feelings. But they did it in Anniversary, and then they did it when they completely remade her. In my opinion, though, again, she wasn't Lara. 2013, it was the more realistic Tomb Raider, and followed by Rise and Shadow Z. So I played it, and I think gameplay-wise it was fine. And it probably was fine story-wise, but it wasn't Lara, in my opinion. Like, old Lara was like this badass, not giving a crap, just... In my opinion, and it was too short a game, I think Legend was the perfect, if you want to talk about more modern, even though, I can't even, it was probably like, what, 2009 or something? Like, version of Lara. I think that was, like, her snarkiness and all that was best portrayed in that game. And I might be a little biased because I like Amanda, and they did her dirty in Underworld. I don't know why they made her look so horrible, but I think gameplay-wise, yeah, 2013 was fine. Yes, if you're going to remaster something, it feels wrong to me to change it. It should be made in the spirit as it was then. And the thing is, Mr. Gibbs, absolutely agree, the thing with the Tomb Raider remastered or whatever, they didn't change Tomb Raider to return the loot to a museum instead of being a raider. I don't know. I've never played Tomb Raider, lol. Yeah, didn't they change her? Oh, yeah, to having morals? I believe... So, I don't actually know about the 2013. I've heard bad things about the new one that has been or is being released. I'm not exactly sure. Or no, maybe it was a show. Was it a show, the new thing? Where they did stuff like that? So, the cool thing about Lara was she just didn't give a fuck. And what she would do was she would go to these tombs as sport and then keep all the treasure in her giant badass mansion. That was the whole thing. So she had, like, this very much, like, I am so great, and I mean, she was cool. Oh, yeah, morals, lol. Yeah, exactly. Now she has... Well, she used to just kill people. Like, it was just, oh, somebody died. Oh, I had to shoot somebody. Oh, well. And then an Anniversary, when she has to kill someone, which isn't until way later, because you don't kill Pierre in that one. He gets stomped to death by a centaur. Loser. I didn't like his redesign either. I like the original Pierre with his poofy pants and his silly hair. But, like, she doesn't kill anyone until all of a sudden, like, towards the end of the game, and then she's looking at her hands like, what, Macbeth? Like, oh, a cursed spot, wash off. Like, she gets, like, all, like, oh my god, I killed a man. Original Lara was like, dead, who cares? Keep going. She was very, very cutthroat, we'll say. She got the job done in the old games with very little mercy. But yeah, all of a sudden she seemed to care in Anniversary. And then they went kind of, like, all of a sudden she got used to killing again, because Legend, she did not care at all. She was killing people all over the place. So, but yeah, so when they remade the, I keep wanting to say, like, reimagined, reignited, Because I play all the Activision reversions of Crash and Spyro and whatnot. But when they redid it, there is a warning when you first open up the game saying that things are offensive in it. And that, you know, oh, just be aware, Crystal Dynamics does not agree, because there's a whole big thing about a parent company, because Crystal Dynamics got bought out by a company, and Asper, I guess, is the name of this new one that made the like redone version. They got bought by this company, and so basically this company owns the licensing, was like, hey, Crystal Dynamics, you keep making shitty Tomb Raider, and then Asper, we're just gonna have you come in and remake the original. So they made this warning in the beginning, because Crystal Dynamics was big butthurt about this whole thing, because they were trying to be all woke and stupid about it. And they had on their website, like, if you went to the Tomb Raider website, it didn't like have anything about the games being re-released, or like redone. Well, you know what I mean. They didn't have anything about it, because it was going to hurt their game sales, because this was original Lara versus their new Lara. It was a whole big mess, and if you know the company stuff behind the scenes, it's very interesting, but it's also like, oh my gosh, you start to realize just how much crap goes into this stuff. Speaking of my job at the mall, I once found a Ouija board in the floor late at night at around 10:30 p.m. I tried to turn it into security, and they ran away in fear. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love that. That would be a fun prank. I don't blame them either. I'd rather that disclaimer at the beginning than them change the game, to be honest. Warner Brothers has a disclaimer ahead of their old racist cartoons, I believe. Yeah, no, I agree. I prefer that as well than them changing it. 100%. It's a stupid warning, but to me, it's there for like a second, and if no one had pointed it out online, I wouldn't have even read like or noticed what it was, because that, to me, it's like the epileptic seizure warning in the beginning of stuff. Like, I don't read that. I don't care. So I threw it in the dumpster, and the security guard told me not to do that because they said it will open the portal to hell. I'm glad that the security where you work has a sense of humor, though. That's good. That's good. My mother-in-law gets all upset. I have a Ouija board blanket, and she's like, "That's bad." I'm like, "It's not a real Ouija board. It's okay. It's just a Halloween decoration. It's fine." I think it's okay. I haven't noticed any portals to hell opening. Of course, we never tried to use it, but I always figured you needed a real board for that. And maybe someone who knows what they're doing. I seriously feel like maybe we lost some pieces. I'm gonna laugh if I like look in the box and there's extra pieces that I just like never connected. Because now we're just basically fixing. We're just fixing my mistakes from before. Which, hey, things happen. This poor tank. This poor tank. But yeah, so I agree though. I'm hoping there's 3 Megamines I know. Megamine from Girls and Panzer, JJK, and Megamine. Is that the one girl from Konosuba? Is that the one who explodes things? I feel like her name was Megamine. And Megumi is, we were talking about this last time. Is she one of the all-star girlies? Showing my really bad memory right now, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, it is? Oh, thank you. Which one? She's not the white-haired one, right? Megumi versus Real. She's not the white-haired one, right? Is she the ginger one? Right? Isn't the one ginger? Or the French one? You know what? I'm just gonna let you answer. I ain't gonna make more of a fool of myself than I already have. Actually, I will. Because stream's not over yet, but that's okay. Been watching Konosuba again. Darkness, my beloved. I love Darkness too. I have not gotten very far in that. I have no idea what episode I was on that. But Darkness was hilarious. She was my favorite. 100% agree. Best girl. There's some really cool figures of them, too. There's like a bunny figure. I wouldn't spend that much on a darkness figure personally, unless I end up liking Konosuba way more in the future. But there's, what are they called? Kimono versions of them, of the 3 girls. And I was like, oh, that looks awesome. La Latina. Yeah, I don't know. My mind is blank. But yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Oh boy, I'm getting tired. I'm running out of things to say. Give me things to say, chat. What do you want me to say? What would you like to talk about? I feel like I talk your ear off each time. Talk about anything and everything, within reason. You can always ask, and if I'm not comfortable talking about something, I'll just say, no. No, don't call her that. Poor Knight can't be seen in princess clothing. What? Oh, in a bunny girl? Oh, yeah. They made a bunny girl of her. They made a bunny girl of her and this other girl who I don't know who she is, but she must be from Konosuba, like, later on. She's a brunette girl, I think? Ah. I do not know. I don't know. They might have made them for each of the girls. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But yes. Anything at 11:30 that you guys want to talk about? It's nice and late. My brain is turning off. We will go till 12 though. I want to try and at least fix these treads. See, I should never have said that we might be done. I have jinxed us terribly. The only thing I want to know is when we fight an Dream Tank match and now we have others who could join us. Yeah. So let me think. You know what? It would probably be best if it's something that I planned out, to be honest, because that way the kids are not a problem. They're not a problem. They're sweethearts. But I might have to wait until they're at a sleepover, which will be fine. It's not going to happen for a little bit because they just had one. But I need to practice anyways because it sounds like you're going to absolutely kick my butt. So we'll plan it out. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. But if we do it on a night where my kids are gone and doing something else somewhere, I just open that back up. This is a thing. Then we just don't have to worry about it, and then I just have to ask my husband if I can play on the PlayStation, which shouldn't be a problem. I probably can't stream it, is the one thing, because it would be on the PlayStation. I think I'll only probably be able to stream it once I have it on the Switch up here. But, and that I will need the new internet for, because we still don't have new internet. We just have excellent connection tonight, because I'm pretty sure... Well, no, never mind. I know my husband's still awake. Don't know, he must be playing on his own tonight. Which, hey, that's all good. But we're gonna call and get new internet. We're gonna get better internet, so... Yeah. We're supposed to get a huge snowstorm, by the way. I feel like it said something about a bunch of places getting a bunch of snow, though. I can give you basic training. See, here's the thing. I'm going to be real honest with Yamaho. I've had people try to teach me how to play games. I'm really bad if I don't just jump in and then, like, practice. You should have seen my one friend try to teach me how to play Tekken. Oh my god, look, it moves, guys. I'm not going to do it too much. Look, those treads kind of move. Anyways. So I took a little bit of tread off of that one to see if I can get the other one to connect. I don't know what we're going to do if it doesn't work, though. But yeah, like, I had someone try to teach me Tekken. And they're like, oh, just do this, do this, do this. I'm like, I like button mashing. Button mashing's fun. Did I mention I play Soul Calibur? You can just button mash in that game and you'll get by just fine. I don't do the whole learning combos and all that. They like had the move set list up and everything. I'm like, eh. I mean, I want to play. That's why my little intro ends with Dragonoff taking the camera and going like that, because if you don't know who he is, he builds model tanks in Tekken. Well, if you check out his ending of whatever Tekken is, the newest Tekken, I think, he's building model kits of a bunch of pink tanks. So that's why he's in the end of the intro. My little crazy loading screen. The basics training I give us just cool button combos you can do, like how to drift, zoom in while scoped, how to activate the commander skills and others. Okay, so it would be very, very, very basic training. All right, I'll let you know when. Again, I think it's gonna be easiest. Another reason I say that is because I get very mean sounding when I play video games. So, which, by the way, if that happens and I'm playing with any of you ever, I am not intending to be mean. I just, for whatever reason, it's what comes out of my mouth. Like, we were talking about Tomb Raider. When I played Tomb Raider, Lara, if I make her jump to a cliff and she don't grab it, I'm cursing her out, calling her a dumb word that YouTube's probably not okay with me saying. I'm like, you stupid bitch, you stupid dumb, like, I get, and then I just keep playing. I'm like, Lara, why can't you do that? So I get very, sassy, to say the least. Good to know, yeah, it's nothing personal. That's how I play video games. I just, full of rage, I guess. It's not even that I'm actually full of rage either, it's just the way I talk when I play. It's generally not towards anyone, but there's two Akiyamas. Yeah. Yukari Akiyama and Mio Akiyama. I don't know. I don't know the second one. Should I know? Should I know? Am I uncultured? Akiyama versus real. I like this recurring joke. It is fun. It is fun. Alright. This is still not gonna reach. You know what? My dad might have extra treads at his house. Oh, I do have a wheel in here. That's a little bit concerning. Oh my god, wait, where the hell is... Alright. I don't know, guys. I found a wheel. You got some cool metal bits. And decals, and then we have these, which I don't know where these are gonna go, but we should probably take them out. I'm not seeing any extra treads, unless they are still attached. Oh, I do see another wheel attached to the stuff, so there must be a wheel that I haven't used yet somewhere. Mio looks a lot like Hana. Oh, okay. Good to know, good to know. Who is your guys' favorite from Anglerfish team? I'm guessing the majority is Yukari, but that's just because I see people super obsessed with her. I actually like Sayori. And my husband actually likes Hana, that's why I bring it up. But who's your favorite? Yeah, I don't see any extra treads on here. I'm gonna have to ask my dad about that. We're just gonna have to go on building other things and forget the treads for a moment. Cause I see where they all were. And they ain't there now. Interesting. And just pull out one of the other kits and steal from it. Miho and Hana, very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, you know, we'll attach this little piece to it so I don't lose him, but and we'll do this again. Pew. Like, see how much we're missing? Like, we're missing a good chunk here. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to re-glue this over here too. Unless I just did not make it like tight enough around the wheels, which that is totally possible, I guess, but I don't think even if I like push it. Oh, maybe. We're a lot closer to that then, but I feel like I'm gonna rip it apart if I keep going. I bet you that's all it is that I didn't make it tight enough around everything. Look at how close it is. It's so close now. Yeah. Maybe we just fake it. Maybe if I just turn it so that way that tread isn't at the top. Look, that piece isn't even attached anymore. That's what I was saying, like when I was trying to like force it, it's not working right. So let me try it like this. Let's put what I have to add on the bottom. Let's see if I can get it to cooperate. I'm just breaking all the pieces off at this point, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Get in there. Okay. Maybe that's what we need, you know? Maybe that's what we need. Just break all the pieces. Okay. And we'll try this. And put it right over here. Boop. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. There you go. Now you can see it. There we go. Cool. We got it. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have 12 more minutes. Anyone else have anything they want to talk about tonight? My brain is fried. Actually, I'm starting to get a headache, so. Oh. Hana is your favorite? Mancon? Cool. Okay, so we don't have any Yukaris in here so far. Look at that. I was expecting more Yukaris. That seems like the obvious answer, but I'm glad to see that not everybody's got kind of different people. Oh, Mio Akiyama is from K-On! Oh, okay. I've heard of K-On! I am familiar. It is music, right? It is little girls in a little band thing. Correct? Hope that's not wrong. Else I'm thinking of totally the wrong series. And now, Urashida, which side are you on in the eternal civil war? What about outside of anglers, fish, ori in general? Well, okay, so this is gonna sound really bad. Which one's Oshida and which one's Andao? I can remember their names. I know who they are. I just can't never remember which one's which. Oshida the blonde, that's my guess. What about outside of anglerfish, ori in general? I like ori in general. So I'm immediately thinking of History Club because I not only do they have my favorite tank, but I like just them in general. I think they're hilarious. Momo-chan. That's a good one. Mine would be Yuzu, Anzu, Sawa, and Saki. Oshida's blonde and out tanned. They're from BC Freedom. I know that they're. Yeah, I knew they were the French team, and I knew that they were. I do know who they are. I just couldn't remember who was who because I get their names mixed up. But I was right. Okay, so yes. Bushido or Andao? Definitely Andao. I like her. And I might be pronouncing her name wrong too. Out of Orai. Why am I so stuck? I don't want to say it's Ervin. I feel like it is, but I feel like that's not a well thought out answer. I feel like that's just my gut. I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll go with that. But yes. And Saki, you said, is the one who did the little butterfly thing. Anzu's got the pigtails. Who's Yuzu and who is Sawa? You know these other characters more than I do for sure. If that wasn't already apparent. But, yeah. We should do this for each team, actually. I want to know for each team. So let's finish up with Orai first. Everybody else answer. Who are your favorite in Orai? Who are your favorite girls? Who are your favorite girls and who's your favorite team? How about that? Like, out of Orai, who your favorite? Who's your favorite little group? My husband really likes, 10 minutes left. Should we talk about some YouTube drama? What YouTube drama are you thinking of? In particular, Petunia, because we could do that instead, and we could pick up next time with the tank who's your favorite from each team, because honestly 10 minutes for that is probably not realistic. It's probably going to take a bit more than that to talk about. Yuzu is the other girl from Turtle Team, and Sawa is the commander of the Rabbit Team. Okay, of the M3 League. Okay. Hard choice, but I would have to say the History Team. Yes! History Team, agreed. But okay. OC Gangster? What is he doing now? Is that a horrible way to answer that? What YouTube drama is he involved in now? Like, come on. Girls LARPing as commanders of old. That is cute. It is so adorable. I love it. So definitely, Erin and then the girl with the eye patch out of them, they're the funniest in my opinion. Sorry, the Caesar one kind of bores me, but that's, you know. That's just a personal opinion. And the other one, just, I don't think she does much, does she? Her like, person she's supposed to be LARPing as is very cool, though, out of them all. Like, I like her story. But yes. I mean, Rommel's story is cool, too. But, and I don't really know the other two. Like, well, I know who they are-ish, but I don't, like, historically know much they did, which sounds pretty pathetic considering, yes, the one is Caesar. But, yes, so Petunia, what drama's going on? What's the drama? I know he's been a part of a lot of drama. That's the reason I said it like that, by the way. I am an outsider, so I don't know. Caesar gets the cuteness for having Carpaccio call her Taka-chan. Yes, that is adorable. That is absolutely adorable. I think it's cute, but Carpaccio's, I like pepperoni more than Carpaccio. So that's where I'm like, yeah, they're cute. They're good. But they're like not my favorites. I mean, Anchovy's best girl in the whole thing to me. So obviously she's not as, like, she's far better than Pepperoni, in my opinion, but I like Pepperoni more than Carpaccio, personally. Pepperoni's a little spazzy, and I like that. But we got 8 minutes. Petunia, what's going on? Inform me. Duce. Yes, I freaking love Duce. She's perfect. I just... Perfection. Oh, Jesus. What did I just... Oh, that was a metal piece, right? That's fine. I'll get them in a second. But I was just gonna go... Chef's kiss. Perfection. Also, I hear like a lot of noise going on. I have a feeling. I'm hoping that's not my daughter's waking up. If it is, I mean, we're almost at the time anyways. But I think it might be the kitten. Every now and then she just jumps on everything. I'm like, again, if I go in there, she just like runs from me. She'll let me pick her up and stuff. Well, okay, she doesn't like let me, but once I pick her up, she doesn't try and get away. So I count that. She was a feral kitten. A pepperoni sounds like the kind of girl that would slam her tank into a massive anchovy ass. Yes, she is, for sure. She's great too. She's probably one of my top as well. But Duce is perfect. So, personal opinion. But I'm a fan of characters like her, who, you know, are very, very confident in all this stuff, and then really kind of like not very confident and get flustered and all that. Plus, like, what was it? I don't remember which of the manga it was, but where you see her like when she's not all like decked out with her like cape and everything, when she has her hair in a braid with little like glasses. I was like, oh, she's so cute. Well, now this decision is even easier. She is adorable. Look at that. So. Petunia. Stream's almost over. I feel like we're not gonna end up talking about it. You just left me on a cliffhanger. By the way, since you do unboxing, what do you think of stuff like unboxing foreign snacks and drinks? I've thought about it. You know, a lot of people get sponsorships from the Boxadoo or whatever thing. I would like to. I think that'd be fun. I am the pickiest eater known to man, so I don't know if it would actually be successful, but I like the idea of it, and I would like to try them. I don't know how many of the things I'd like, is what I'm trying to say. But the service, from everything I've seen, looks pretty good for that. I also am very iffy, not that you were talking strictly sponsorships, but I will say, like, in regards to anything that is like a sponsorship, I want to make sure I like the product before I do a sponsorship of it, so I'd probably have to pay a few months and then. By the way, OC has said some questionable stuff. About exactly what? I saw like one of, well, he made those, what are they called? Like he's a misogynist. Well, that coincides with the one video I saw from him. Kind of got that vibe. I know he subbed to me, because I can see that on my end. But, yeah, yeah, I used to like his, what were they, the meme? The Girls in Pants Are meme videos? That's how I found him. So I do know of him. He has commented a few times on my videos, and I know at one point he was subscribed to me. I probably subbed to him too, because I liked those videos. What misogynistic thing did he say? I kind of got that vibe from one of his videos where he's talking about, I forget what he was talking about, but I was like, Is there anything in particular that comes to your mind, drama-wise? And is there anything new? I know that he was part of a lot of drama, because he brought up something, I think it was when I cosplayed Nona. I think in the Nona video he commented on that and said that there was some drama going about, and that people said he said something to someone who cosplayed Nona once, and then he was saying that he didn't and it was taken wrong. I don't know. I didn't look too far into it, to be honest with you. It didn't... I don't know. But if you would like to catch me up to speed, I will chill here and listen as we let these poor, like, destroyed tank treads fix themselves. But if anyone wants to share exactly... I'm curious, but I just have never looked up anything. I remember I watched some video about... I don't remember which one it was, and he was just kind of ranting. You cannot trust a woman as much as you can... As much as you could throw them, or as hard as you could throw them. See, it was, and that's all where it depends. Was he joking or not? But I get the sense that he probably wasn't. Judging by, I saw him talking about something about, it was a girl, and he was, like, really mad. And I could tell he was really mad. It was giving, that's what I thought was kind of like incelish behavior. Where I was like, I have a feeling you don't know many, like, I'm guessing he just doesn't know many good women, or he sees the worst in women. Because there are bad women out there, just like there's bad men out there, but it's like, you can't just doom an entire sex of people because you've had bad experiences. Overall, I'm okay with jokes like that personally, but you have to be joking. And at a certain point, you can tell when people are joking or when they're not. That's how I see it. It becomes very obvious to me. If the only jokes you have are those jokes and you're saying them at inappropriate times, or you seem very passionate, we'll say, then it's a little bit too much for me, personally. So that's disappointing. For sure. To hear that about literally anyone. But yeah. Context is also important, though. I do like to push that because you know, again, there are jokes. People do joke, but picky about food, that is. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss? Oh my gosh, I totally missed your other comment. Sorry, ManCon. 5 minutes. List the things you are the most picky about. Picky about food, that is. Dude, okay, let me put it this way. This is gonna sound so bad because I'm a grown-ass woman and I should not have this sort of issue. But, it's easier for me to list the foods I like versus the foods I dislike. That food I like list is going to be a lot shorter than the foods I dislike. And I don't know if it's because I screwed up my taste buds, because I just ate, like, crap for, like, ever and everything. It's just, I don't know if it's because certain things when I was raised that probably changed my preferences in regards to food. I don't know if there's something else going on. I just never checked it out because I never was that interested in figuring out what the heck was wrong. But, like, alright then, food you like for sure. Okay. I like potatoes. It's gonna be a lot of bland food you'll find. Potatoes, a lot of different kinds of bread, and butter on the bread. Don't do jelly on the bread. Don't put peanut butter on bread. If you're gonna eat peanut butter, just eat it on a spoon. I don't mix foods. So, like, again, the peanut butter separate. I don't like things mixed together. I will do chicken and rice. Chicken's the only meat I eat, other than, like, I will eat some fish, but I don't eat it enough to even know what kind of fish I like. And I won't cook my own fish because I'm too afraid I'm gonna, like, kill myself. What else is there? I like muffins. See, and this is where it starts to get hard. So I like chips, but I'm trying not to eat them because they're bad for me. And I like ice cream, but I try not to eat that because it's bad for me. I kind of like American cheese, but not enough that, like, I go out of my way to buy it. I like milk. I like cucumbers. I like apples. We'll get into the more healthier stuff. I like cucumbers. I like apples. Peas are okay. Again, don't really eat them. If I'm gonna eat them, I throw them in with my rice. As for sweets, I like cake and brownies. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's really hard. Oh, I will eat pasta, but just like butter noodles, cause like a child. Chicken noodle soup. I'll eat. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's really pathetic. So chocolate milk crosses the rule of not mixing stuff. It does, yes. Yes, I don't like chocolate milk. I like normal milk. I'm not a huge chocolate fan either. We tend to keep, like, in the house, I try to not keep things that are, like, we'll say problems. Like, it's disgusting how quickly I can go through a gallon of ice cream and a bag of chips. So I try not to keep them in the house. But with chocolate, like, we keep the chocolate morsels for baking in the freezer for me to bake. And if I want something sweet, I will have that. We don't keep candy in the house. So. It's not that my kids can't have candy. They just can't have it at our house. And they had it for, like, the holidays and everything. Holidays are different. That's the only time we have candy in the house is when there's a holiday. But, yeah. It's really
I'm so not a foodie. It's so... that's why I think I totally messed up my taste buds at some point or something. I'm not really sure what happened or if I just... Apparently I used to like more food when I was a kid, but I don't remember liking more food, so I'm thinking that was when I was very young. But pretty much lived off of chicken nuggets and french fries as a kid. Sodas, guess that is alright, yes. Specifically Coke Zero, or like, so diet soda and specifically like Coke and Pepsi. The reason I like the diet stuff is because the syrup in it isn't as thick. But I am trying to eventually give up soda because I've realized how many chemicals, especially, are in this kind. This is a knockoff brand, by the way. It's just the Walmart version of Coke. And, but I like that it doesn't have as much syrup in it. But there's so many chemicals in this and so little caffeine that I talked about last stream. Maybe just getting caffeine, like the little caffeine pills that you can open up and like take out how much of the powder of caffeine you want and putting it in something else rather than drinking the soda, because even though it's still caffeine, at least it's not all the other chemicals too. That's my theory, at least. I'm trying to slowly be healthier, but I know if I just do it all like at once, it's not gonna stick with me, so I need to just slowly kind of do things better. That's kind of my viewpoint on things. Oh, so stuff like apple juice, orange, soda, etc. Was thinking, since here in Europe we got some better stuff, it could be fun to see the difference. Yeah, I like apple juice. I don't like orange anything. Citrus, like oranges and tomatoes are just big no-nos for me. Like, I will not like anything with them in it. Everything else I kind of maybe could. But you guys have better quality stuff too, so it's possible that I would like it. Would have to see. It's been a trend I've been seeing. Don't know where it started, but there are channels comparing American to Euro soft drinks, etc. Oh, well, that's cool. I mean, I would still do it because I could still taste the differences. I just might not like either. That's all. But I used to drink Sprite a lot as a kid. I actually used to not drink Coke. I didn't like the taste of it. But, yeah, Sprite used to be my favorite as a kid, and it was like normal Sprite. Eventually I switched to Sprite Zero, and then Coke Zero was way better than that, so did that and kind of just never went back to Sprite Zero. It's just not worth it. I like ginger ale, just don't drink it very often. That's more of like a I don't feel good, so I'm going to eat saltines and drink ginger ale sort of thing. But yeah, it's really pathetic, like, how many foods I don't like. It's like, when I was little, I was afraid of trying things, so that's half of it. It was I just didn't try it as a kid, but then as an adult, I started like trying things. I just didn't like the taste, and that was kind of disheartening. Because then, like, I don't want to waste the money buying the food to try. So the only time I really get to do that is when I go like to someone's house and they have stuff. I can try stuff, and then I also don't want to offend them. That's a whole other thing. I don't want to be like, oh, I would like to try some of this, and then like eat like one bite and then be like, oh, you didn't like it? Because the thing is, every time people are like, oh, it's totally fine if you don't like it. Like, yeah, I'm so happy you're trying it. And then whenever I try it and I don't like it, I can see it on their face that they're disappointed. And I'm like, this is like, it's like a whole game, you know, a whole emotional roller coaster. Never really got the thing for Coke, to be honest. It's just, I don't know. For me, I think it's more, I'm not even gonna lie, I think I like the aspartame that's in the Coke. I think I just like the artificial sweetener. And I like the caffeine because it keeps me up. Well, it doesn't keep me up. It wakes me up. So that way, if I'm already awake, it helps me. But, yeah, you know, that whole sleep problem thing might have to do with caffeine. You know, logically. Logically speaking. But, yeah, no, I never got it as a kid. I just, as an adult, I'm like, I like it, but yeah, it definitely tastes better than the Sprite Zero for sure. That's in my opinion, of course. But yes. Alright, it is a little after midnight. Anything else real quick before we hit the hay? Anybody else? Petunia, I'll have to look more into that, everything, any of the drama with him, because I know that he is in a lot of drama. I know that. Because one of the videos I watched, he kept talking. He was all over the place. And he's talking about some chick. And I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. He seems kind of miserable. I don't like the taste of regular Coke. Diet and Pepsi's are better tasting for me. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It tastes better. and it's thinner. Like, for whatever reason, I can like feel the difference, which sounds weird, but it's almost like it's a different coating in your mouth. I don't know, make it sound so gross, but that's just kind of how I am with food. When I see someone eating like a burger, I'll be like, "Oh, how's the cow taste?" Like, it's not that I actually say that to them, but like I've mentioned, whenever I mention like food, I don't say the food version. Like, I don't say beef, I say cow. It doesn't affect me. I'm like, because chicken's still chicken. I mean, I never say poultry. Like, I know the words. I just it's the same thing. Everybody knows what we're talking about. So, but yeah. All right. Anything else? Everybody good? Last minute? Here, I'll give you till 12:10. But I'm done doing the tank for now. So, thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you next Saturday. I'm going to try and get everything all put together to be able to stream 3 times a week. We'll see how that goes. If I can get it so that way, again, my schedule will be tanks on Saturdays. I'll make a whole post about this, but tanks on Saturdays. What's better, Coke or Cherry Coke? Do they make a diet Cherry Coke? I always preferred Coke versus Cherry Coke, but I don't mind either. But I, again, prefer... I don't really go for normal Coke anymore. It's also not worth the calories at this point, in my opinion. Not when I'm trying to, like, lose weight and be healthier. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work for me. But, yes, okay, so Saturdays, building tanks. Sundays, working on figures, customizing figures, whatever the heck with them. And then Wednesdays will be playing Dream Tank Match. But that's only once I have everything figured out, especially with the whole Wi-Fi situation with the gaming. Because that's going to kill the Wi-Fi, I have a feeling. If I play online. Now I'm thinking about it, maybe it won't. We'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Hopefully within the next week I figure everything out. I will try. Yeah, you will be waiting for the battle of a lifetime? Dude. I don't know about that. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe I'll be practicing and then we can battle. That'll be fun. But yes, so I have my little list of things to do for next time. So hopefully I can go ahead and get all this figured out. The Maho shooting is not going to happen on here. I can tell you that right now. But I did just put it on there so I remember. Though I know that's a thing. Maybe I'll be able to pose with the gun and put a community post up. Or on Instagram. That'd be cool. Like, at the very least until I can actually shoot. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching and for, sticking with me this far. I hope you all have a fantastic night. I will see you next Saturday. I will post my next video. Fridays is what I'm trying to do. So Fridays post videos, Saturdays stream. So anyways, see you then. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your night or day or whatever, depending on your time. And I will see you then.